Wish TV's Focus on Food is a commitment to improving food accessibility in the community. Hear from expert culinary contributors, health professionals, and people who are making a difference in the fight to eradicate hunger. Made possible by Indiana University Health.
The Patachou Foundation, an organization that began by addressing childhood hunger in Indianapolis, is getting a brand refresh, and it's a new name as well, A Longer Table, which comes with a broader mission. With a look at this new mission in Marion County is Wish TV contributor Emil Ekiyor. Thank you for joining us. A Longer Table is keeping the founding values, but updating the mission statement. How so?
I'm a big fan of the Patachou Foundation. I love what they've done over the years and what they're pivoting to do and scaling what they do. So they should just be about feeding kids and young people, which by itself is just noble, and it's a lot of work, a lot of resources needed because we have so many young people that go a full day without eating in our city. So now they've pivoted to say it's not just good enough to feed these young people. We need to look at the systems around them. We need to pay attention to not just feeding them, but how do they get good food? How do we make sure that we have facilities, restaurants, caterers, chefs in our city that are coming up in this system, right? So not just saying we're providing food for young people, but we're building a system around all of that, right? So that ecosystem that goes from supporting chefs, supporting local restaurants, helping them with their supply chain so they can get food for a good price. So solving the problem with young people eating and getting nourishing food, but also solving the food desert issue in our community. There's so many areas of our community that you can't just find a place to go buy fresh food. So they want to solve that, and I'm all for it. I love their work. I love the new vision and concept of what they're doing, because now they went from let's just do this with kids after school or during school to that's not good enough. Right, we need to build a whole ecosystem around us.
So not just providing food, but creating an environment where people don't become hungry.
Yes.
Part of the mission is to actually train high schoolers in real-world food careers. How is that important?
So I've seen that firsthand. I went to one of the board meetings and saw some young people who have been through the training, and actually now are moving on to be professional chefs, right? So the culture of just healthy lifestyles, healthy eating, and then the fact that you could build a career doing that, right? So one of the things that we are all focused on in the city is saying, how do we get more people in the city of Indianapolis that don't have a college degree to make over $40,000 a year with benefits? So if I go through this program, if I don't go to college, I take a class in my career center, I become a chef, now I can move on into a career. Now the Patachou Foundation says, A Long Table says, we're going to grab you, we're going to coach you up on how to do this, and we're going to help place you in a career, or maybe even start your own business doing this. So we need that big time in our city, and not just solving a problem, right? What I love about this is they didn't say, we want to solve this problem and we're just going to build programs around this problem. They said, we're going to solve this problem, but we want to solve it with a market approach, right? We want to build businesses and build individuals and provide human capital to solve this problem, train more people. So we're going to attack this problem in a sustainable way, right? Not just saying we need a grant to solve this problem or we need funding to solve this problem. We're going to train people on how to start businesses. So 5 years from now, we're going to see a lot more businesses, a lot more food services businesses, a lot more chefs in our community. So the healthy lifestyle, healthy foods, becomes part of the fabric of the community because more people are talking about it.
You know, and that really is something we don't talk a lot about when we talk about alternative career or education paths. The public is encouraged to join the mission as well, with an event coming up in October and a pledge you can make online at wishtv.com. Emil Ekiyor, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
This is the Wish TV Focus on Food podcast, made possible by Indiana University Health. Find more on the Focus on Food website by visiting wishtv.com/food and watch the ongoing coverage on Wish TV.